You are welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Niboche Chrysolite. We are going through the various contradictions in the Quran. Like I've been telling you from the beginning, there are more than 160, 200 contradictions in the Quran. And today is contradiction number 6. You can go to my channel and read contradiction number 1, number 2, number 4, number 5, and so on. I believe by a certain period, by some few minutes time, we will finish the contradictions and we will search for more contradictions, because the Quran is not the word of God. Quran is an amalgamation of the books of Waraja, the cousin of Muhammad's first wife, and Muhammad also added some things to it. He copied from the Bible, from the books of the Hindus and the other folklore and other books that were in this period, and then Uthman compiled it 200 years to compile it after the death of Muhammad. So we are going through the Quran, and I want to prove to you that the Quran is not the word of God, and I'll prove to you the various contradictions in the Quran. Join me. The contradiction number 6 is, will Allah reward the deeds of unbelievers? I'm going to read for you from the Quran translated, and the question is, in the Quran, does God or does Allah reward the good deeds of people who are not Muslims? Does Allah reward the good deeds of people who are not Muslims? When you read Surah chapter 9 verse number 17, Surah chapter 9 verse 17 says, let's read Surah chapter 9 verse 17. Let's read what it says. It says, it is not for the polytheists to attend God places of worship. The unbelievers, those who are not Muslims, the Quran is saying that it is not permitted for them to enter the mosque, to attend God's place, Allah's place of worship, while professing their disbelief. That is, when you are a Christian, the Muslim doesn't expect you to attend the mosque. Once you believe as a Christian, once you believe in Jesus Christ and see Him as God, the Quran is saying that you are not expected to be in the mosque. Their works are in vain, and in the fire they will abide. So the works of the Christians are in vain, and the fire is what they belong to. You see, so here you don't see any contradiction. So here you see that the works of the Christian is in vain because he does not believe in what? Allah. Let's look at Surah chapter 9 verse number 68 to 69. It clearly shows that it says no, they will not be blessed. Allah has promised the hypocrite men and hypocrite women and the disbelievers the fire of hell, abiding therein forever. It is their due, and Allah has cursed them. They will have a lasting punishment. Verse 69. Let those before you, they were more powerful than you and had more wealth and children. They enjoyed their share, and you enjoy your share, as those before you enjoy their share, and you indulge as they indulge. It is they whose works will fail in this world, and the hereafter. It is they who are the losers. So when you read the Quran, the first part of where I read, it says that the Christians are actually unbelievers. They are not Muslims, so they are unbelievers. So whatever work they do, it will be in vain, and hell has been prepared for them. Whatever work they do, whether it is good or bad, their works, whether it is good or bad, it will go into hell's fire. And as verse 29 says that, yes, it says that no, Christians will not be blessed. They will not be given reward for whatever work they do, whether good or bad, because hell has been prepared for them. However, let us look at Surah chapter 99 verse 6 to 7. Surah chapter 99 verse 6 to 7. It reads, on that day the people will emerge in droves to be shown their works. Whoever has done an atom weight of good will see it, and whoever has done an atom weight of evil will see it. On that day, people, and when you read the other verses, the people here means everybody on this earth will arrive in droves, and anybody who has done an atom weight of good. The Muslim will tell you that even though Christians, they say Christians serve other gods, they will never tell you that they are Christians, whatever Christians do is bad. No, they will not tell you that. They will tell you that when it comes to belief, we are worshiping idols. That's what they will tell you. But when it comes to good deeds, they will tell you that there are some Christians who do good things than the Muslims. So in this verse, they are saying that even the atom weight of good that people do, Allah will reward them. And listen to verse 8. And whoever has done an atom weight of evil will see it. So depending upon what you have done, whether it is good or bad, Allah will reward you. And he's saying that if the Christians have done good things, Allah or their God will reward. So this verse is saying that when Christians does something good, you will be rewarded by his Allah. But when Christian does something bad, and he will also be rewarded. But the other verse says that when the Christian does good or bad, he will still go to hell. When a Christian is put in hell, say his good deeds have become useless. Because if a Christian has already been condemned to go to hell, it means his good deeds has become useless. Because we are talking about the judgment day, and the Muslim is saying on the judgment day, the Christians who have done good things, Allah will reward them with good reward. So this one is a contradiction of what the earlier verses have said. It's a contradiction of what the earlier verses have said. This is a contradiction of what the earlier verses have said. That when somebody does something good, he will be rewarded. Against when somebody does something good, when the Christian does something good, he will be sent to hell. So this is a contradiction. And moreover, you should know that in the earlier verses we read, Surah chapter 2 verse 62, it says that Christians will be rewarded for their good deeds. Okay, let's read Surah chapter 2 verse 62. Surah chapter 2 verse number 62. Surah chapter 2 verse number 62. It reads, those who believe and those who are Jews and the Christians and the Sabians and they who believe in God and the last day and act righteously will have their reward with their Lord. They have nothing to fear, nor will they be grieved. You see the contradiction? The first verses we wrote says that Christians, their place has been reserved for hell. But this verse is saying that if they do good, they'll be rewarded by their God. And if the Muslims believe that they will not have the same God, but they call their God Yahweh, they call their God Allah. If that God Allah is the same as Christian God, then they are saying that in this verse, any Christian, Jewish, Sabians who believe in God and the last day will act righteously. And the Muslims say we all serve the same God, or we call our God Yahweh, and they call their God Allah. So if Allah is the name of the God that we all serve, then they are saying that this Allah will reward the Jews, he will reward the Christians, and reward the Sabians. This is a contradiction to the place the earlier verses we read, which shows that whatever thing they do, they have been reserved to go to hell. This is a strong contradiction in the Quran. Know that the Muslims call Christians idolaters, and they say that idolaters have no reward. I read again Surah chapter 9 verse 17. It says, it is not for the polytheists to attain God's place of worship while professing their belief. Their works are in vain, and in the fire they will abide forever. In the fire they will abide. So whatever works we do as Christians according to Islam, according to the Quran, is useless. Yes, it's good, it's useless. And we have been rewarded with fire. But another verse says that when we do good, Allah will reward us. This is contradiction number 6. And I'm telling you, the Quran is full of contradictions. Come to Jesus Christ. Take the word of God, the Bible. There are no contradictions. The funny thing is, when I send some of these contradictions into the Bible, into Facebook and other places, the Muslims realize that the contradictions is true. And instead of them defending and telling me what they think is right, what they think is the meaning of the Quran, they rather bring some things from the Bible and say it's contradiction. And I said, you cannot defend your Quran. I can defend my Bible. And when you bring a contradiction, I can explain that it is you. Because of your words, of your misunderstanding of how to interpret scriptures, you end up going off. They accept that the Quran has contradictions. Because when I say the Quran has contradictions, And you cannot defend your Quran, but you want to come and bring a Bible verse to show a contradiction. And I prove to you there is a contradiction. You don't need to continue to say the Quran, the Christian Bible has contradictions. The Bible has no contradiction. My doctorate degree is based upon my answering of 101 contradictions written by Shabir Ali. 101 contradictions the Muslim Shabir Ali says in the Bible. And my doctorate degree is based upon answering all that questions. Very soon I'll bring out that book. I'll turn my thesis into a book for you and I'll give it to you. Anybody wants it free, I'll give it to you. I'll produce it this year. May God bless you. I'm Dr. Nibojo Chrysolite, and I'm saying, leave Islam. Islam is a fake religion. Islam is come, and come to Jesus Christ. This is contradiction number 6. We'll get to contradiction number 7, and then you realize that the Quran is not a book of God. The Quran was written by Waraja, Muhammad, compiled by Uthman, and so on. And the angel that met Muhammad, and Waraja said is Gabriel, is a demon. God bless you. See you in contradiction number 7. Bye-bye.